This is big breaking emergency news. A Colorado sheriff has just issued a urgent warning, and he is saying that we could see major things happen inside the US, even potentially attacks inside and on the US. And he is saying that it's related to our country and our southern border being wide open. So I want you to listen to this here really quick, guys. Please just hit that like and hit that subscribe. I'm posting multiple videos a day, keeping you guys updated on this big urgent news, and it just helps to get these warnings out. I appreciate that. So this is what the Douglas County Sheriff just warned of. His name is Darren Weekly, and he is telling us what he has seen in his county. All right, this county is right outside of Denver. It's right south of Denver. It's right outside, and he sees the chaos and the craziness happening in Colorado, and he is worried about it. And he's saying that things could even go so far that we could see potentially terror attacks onside or inside the United States, right? And he is confirming too a lot of the reports that we've seen of gang activity taking over apartment buildings and complexes. All right, so I want you to listen to what he is saying here. He really spills the beans and drops a lot of bombshells. This is the Douglas County Sheriff from Colorado, Darren Weekly.
One big difference you see in Douglas County is if we had an armed group of gang members roaming the hallways of our apartment complexes, those gang members never would have made it out of the building without being led away in handcuffs. Across our great nation, the work of the brave men and women of law enforcement has gotten more difficult and it's gotten more dangerous. Leftist policies have emboldened and empowered criminals due to lowering penalties for criminal offenses. Democrat bail reform laws across our nation have released dangerous criminals back into our communities just to re-victimize citizens. Criminals no longer fear the criminal justice system. Migrants committing criminal acts no longer fear being deported. That's why the National Fraternal Order of Police, representing more than 373,000 law enforcement officers, have endorsed Donald J. Trump to be the 47th President of the United States of America. Many years ago, the city and county of Denver announced that they were a sanctuary city and welcomed illegal immigrants from around the world into that community. And therefore, it was incumbent upon the rest of the Denver metro area to deal with that aftermath. Some of these migrants are hardened criminals. They're sex offenders, they're murderers, and they're members of transnational criminal organizations like Tren de Aragua. I'm a proud graduate of the FBI National Academy, but even the director of the FBI said, quote, "Dangerous individuals are coming across our southern border. We don't know who they are or where they are." Ask yourself, could there be a terror plot right now within our borders being planned against the American citizens? That's what we need to be concerned about, and that is because of the Biden-Harris border policies. Hundreds of thousands of Americans have died across the country, and that is because of fentanyl that has made it across our open border because of the Harris-Biden policies. The most important role of the United States government is to protect its citizens. The Harris-Biden administration have turned their backs on the American people. The Harris-Biden administration have turned their backs on law enforcement. President Donald J. Trump will bring law and order back to America. We need to make America, the rest of America, like Douglas County, and we need to make America great again. God bless you all, and God bless the United States.
All right, y'all, that is what Douglas County Sheriff Darren Weekly just said. Pretty powerful speech. He really laid out what exactly is going on in our country and what he is dealing with on the daily, all right? And one of the main things he brought up is we don't know who is coming in our country, unvetted. There have been known people on these watch lists that have been let into our country, all right? Recent numbers admit that over 13,000 people have been convicted of homicide that have been allowed into our country, right? 13,000 people convicted of homicide that we know of in other countries allowed to enter our country. Absolutely insane, and they're roaming free in our country right now. Okay, and something else he brought up too, that's a major point, is the illegal substances coming across the border. Thousands, hundreds of thousands of people, tens of thousands of people a year are dying from this, passing away from this. And I know people personally that have passed away from this, right? I have some cousins that have passed away from this stuff, and I know people personally from even high school growing up. There were a few kids in my local school and kids that I knew personally in my friends group that passed away from this stuff. This stuff is extremely deadly and toxic, and it is being allowed to flood into our country, and it is funding and giving massive amounts of funds to these illegal transnational organizations, right? This is how they make most of their money, is through these illegal substances and through moving people around. Human smuggling as well too, right, are two of their main ways that they make money. And then they use this money to fund even more illegal activities inside the United States, and that's how a lot of these criminal organizations have their tentacles deep inside the United States right now in multiple different states and cities. Okay, so this sheriff exposing this, let me know what you think down below of what he said. Please just hit it up for me down there. It just helps to get these warnings out. I appreciate that, guys. People need to know what's going on in our country. And he is saying, as a consequence of all the chaos that's been happening, he's saying he's going to endorse Trump, and the Fraternal Order of Police has endorsed him because he believes that he has been abandoned by this administration when it comes to these key issues, right? And he's also been abandoned by the Colorado state government as well too, and these sanctuary states and cities when they do not cooperate with ICE and law enforcement. The sheriff can arrest the same person 100 times in a row, but if the judges do not issue sentencing, and even if they do, if ICE and Immigration and Customs Enforcement cannot coordinate with law enforcement to finish the sentencing or initiate a deportation, then there's no way to actually get recourse. The sheriff just arrests the same people over and over, and they just get let out, and they never leave because ICE puts in a detainer for them to stay at a area when they've been arrested for certain crimes. ICE puts in a detainer and say, hey, hold on to this person. We will be there in 1 week or 2 weeks. We will send federal agents out there to pick them up for federal detainment or federal deportation. And these cities and states do not cooperate, right? And this happens a lot in Colorado, especially around the Denver area. There's not a lot of cooperation, okay? And we've had the mayor of Aurora, Colorado, has done interviews on Fox News. I covered this a month and a half ago now, almost 2 months ago now, where he was going on Fox News confirming that these gangs have taken over multiple apartment complexes, right? Confirmed 100%. And also, they recently arrested one of the leaders of these gangs as well too, and he also made this announcement on Fox News in an interview. I've showed the whole interview before on this channel here. So these things are happening inside of our country, and it's a major issue. It's a major issue, and it's being swept under the rug. We're being told that everyone can see it with our own eyes, but we're being told that these things are not happening, or they're not affecting us the way that we can see it with our own eyes. And it's also a national security risk. We do not know who is coming into the country unvetted. If you told someone this was happening 10 years ago, 15 years ago, they would think this is insane on both sides of the aisle because of what happened to our country in 2001 and the attacks that happened then. People would say, what do you mean we're just letting people in unvetted from any country, any region, any group on earth? People wouldn't believe it, but that's what's happening right now, and they don't figure out who a lot of these people are until it's too late, till they're already inside the US for a year, 2 years, multiple years, and there's been multiple people arrested to plotting attacks as well inside the US, right? There's been multiple plots allegedly to even attack Trump, right? From transnational groups, individuals, and organizations, right? So let me know what you guys think down below. I hope you guys are staying safe and prepared out there. I hope you guys are staying protected as well too. Make sure you can protect and defend yourself and your family legally and lawfully. All right, I hope you guys have big blessings for your life and your family, and I hope you have a big old blessed day.